Yo, it's the Fifth Spirit.
Yo, this is Miles Kennedy.
It's your friend Chef Notori, aka Brownie the Singer.
Yo, this is Eddie King.
What up? It's your boy Travis Gore.
And you are now listening to Authentic Discourse.
Big shout out to Authentic Discourse, representing Dallas, Texas to the fullest.
It's got a and you're listening to Authentic Discourse.
This is Boss Man Banks, and you are now listening to Authentic Discourse, bitch.
And y'all listening to Authentic Discourse. Blah.
Hey, this is Coach Ted, and right now you're listening to Authentic Discourse.
We believe in you, champ.
Nice. We're live?
Okay. All right. What's up, y'all? As much as I would like to be excited and charismatic and really happy to be here with y'all, I can't say I'm any of those things except for maybe happy to be here with y'all. You know?
My God!
I'm always happy to be potting.
Enthusiastic, man.
But no. So this is probably gonna be a pretty solemn episode. Probably not gonna be a whole lot of goofs and gaffs. I think this is going to be a really serious episode. So I'm happy to have y'all here at the very least. Like I said, it's 1:44. What's up? How y'all feeling? How are the vibes?
I'm okay. I'm good. First of all, can you see my face?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm good. A lot going on. I'm just trying to stay as safe as possible. Like I've been saying the past couple months. We're gonna get all into that, but Ronnie, how you doing? How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. With everything going on, heavy.
Yeah.
Take it in, but overall,
Well enough, considering that.
Well enough, yeah. As good as it can get.
All right. Well, I'm all right. Probably about the same as Ronnie. Like he said, well enough considering everything going on. I live really far out in the suburbs, so honestly, it doesn't super affect me on a personal level. I'm not, in the thick of it. But I'm kind of sad, honestly, for just the state of disrepair our country's in right now, and how easily it could have been avoided.
Oh yeah, this was preventable, bro. That's the main thing that everybody forgets about this. Is that this whole thing could have been preventable, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
It really could have.
So I guess we should just lay everything out first, right? Let me check the date real quick. Y'all do a little bit more catching up. Let me look at something real quick.
Wow, they're throwing it.
Okay.
But yeah.
Oh, sorry. No, you were gonna say something?
No, I'll let you lay the structure out because it's important to have a timeline to this whole discussion. Bro.
Okay, so
it's not just one thing.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just start where all of this started. Okay, so May 25th. Everybody watching this, you should know what's going on. But so May 25th, which was 6 days ago now. Oh my God, how Vladimir Lenin said a long time ago that there's years where nothing happens or something like that. He said there's years where weeks happen and then there's weeks where years happen, something along those lines. Anyway, I cannot believe it's only been 6 days. But what is it? What did I say that was, the 25th? So May 25th, which is 6 days ago now. Unfortunately, George Floyd was murdered by a police officer on video. With 3 other police officers standing by. The officer, Derek Chauvin, I think that's how you say his name. He set his knee on his neck for about somewhere from 8 to 10 minutes. And then the next day, very quickly, the video of this happening caught on like wildfire. And then the day after that, we have mass protests in Minneapolis, which in the evening evolved into rioting. And then the day after that, those riots evolved into fires. And then come the day after that, they're overtaking the 3rd precinct, which is where Derek Chauvin was working, and burning it to the fucking ground, which is
What an image, bro. I think that's
Yeah,
a very
it's very
artistic
powerful.
image. Yeah, it's a powerful image.
Yeah. So that happens. They burn the police station to the ground. Minneapolis is in a state of disrepair. They're looting the fucking Target. They burn down the Target, burn down the AutoZone, burn down the Arby's. Where all the white people gonna go? But so that happens, and then this sparks mass protests across the country starting like the day before yesterday, which is honestly like, this is very bad, but it's beautiful to see people coming together like that for a common purpose, and not just black people, like white people, black people, Mexicans.
The diversity
is amazing. Yeah.
Right now.
But
There's a lot of
yeah.
support going behind this movement.
So that protest or riot or whatever you want to call it, I prefer to just call it, a demonstration. That demonstration sparks a series of demonstrations all across the nation: Atlanta, New York, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, L.A. I saw another one, I think in
It's one in Tampa.
Yeah, in Tampa. They're happening everywhere.
Not only in America, but also in the UK and Tokyo, fool.
Yes, like globally. Yeah, I saw Tokyo, the UK.
Even in Berlin.
Yeah,
Berlin.
I saw protests. I saw protests in Iran for George Floyd.
Golly.
It's crazy out
We
here.
beefing with 'em.
Yeah, and they don't like us. So,
yeah.
well,
Ooh,
I don't
man,
think I don't think people in Iran don't like us. I think they don't like our government is more like it. But apples to apples.
We digress.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the point of this whole movement, also.
Yeah.
Of the government.
Yeah.
And the system behind it.
So we have like mass rioting, mass protests, mass like really quickly spreading anti-police sentiment. And I gotta say it's a little disconcerting for the future of the nation, and it's all very understandable. And my take on it is one of empathy and one of like deep understanding. I'm probably more supportive of the protesters than like most people, even though most people seem to be pretty supportive of them. So yeah, that's the situation we're facing right now. That's where it's at currently. We have people burning things down and causing a lot of civil unrest all over the nation, standing up because they're angry and they're not going to take it anymore. And like I said, there's a lot of things you can say are good and bad about it, but overall, I think that it's a beautiful thing to see people coming together and standing up against the powers that be.
Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something, bro. Bro, people are so tired. You know what I'm saying? You got people cooped up in the house for this long period of time. Nothing like this has been done unless you talk about the Spanish flu. A quarantine of this scale hasn't been done like ever in our lifetimes. And then when you throw people this idea that police aren't helping people, and people are outraged from the last black murders, talking about the all of them that's happened.
Yeah.
And now you get this one big one of George Floyd, and it's just like reached their breaking point, and people are going to start lashing out because they realize there's strength in numbers, just like the police realize strength is in numbers. So people are just outraged, people are tired, like I said. And it started with Minneapolis, right? They burning the 3rd precinct. Like I said before, bro, I'm not saying it's a good thing, but I do understand that they enough is enough. And we've seen these cops get off. We've seen these cops walk free. We've seen these cops not get any kind of disciplinary action other than maybe a paid leave. But like taking somebody's life is taking somebody's life. Like,
absolutely.
You have the story of people, the cop doing a no-knock entry, and the black man defending his household and still getting killed. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, I hate that I forgot the name.
That was the same with Breonna Taylor.
Yeah, Breonna Taylor.
Breonna Taylor, you got that case. You got, hold on, man.
We got Ahmaud Arbery, who was killed jogging by people who weren't even police officers, and it was overlooked for a really long time until like the fucking public outrage came.
You got the case of Philando Castile, who was shot in front of his daughter and his baby mom.
Yeah,
and his daughter had to witness that, and the cops got off. You hear all of that, or did that cop get taken off? I don't know, but the police.
No, he got off. He got off.
He got off.
Yeah.
It's just like it's been escalating, and people decided let's take a stand, let's go ahead and protest, and that's where we are right now. So
yeah, so I think that one thing to consider that's really important, right? Because everybody's the discourse right now is clearly the discourse right now. Damn, bro, you got a fat ass water bottle.
That's the hydrate, bro.
That's bigger than mine, bro.
Yeah, bro, come on, you over here teasing Ronnie for the fat ass water bottle, but you got the monster one there.
Bro, like a care package in a bottle, bro.
Yes, bro. So I think that so most of the discourse right now seems to be around, rioting, right? Is rioting good? Is rioting bad?
Which is frustrating because I'm sorry to cut you off. That's not what this should be about, anyways.
Definitely
It's
not.
Now it's being seen as an excuse for people who aren't really with the whole Black Lives Matter movement to be like, well, why are people rioting?
Yeah. So I think that one thing to consider, right? Because riots are not people don't just happy people who are having all their needs met. They don't riot. Like they just don't. I think one thing that's really important to consider is that riots are not something that people just do because they're bored. It's something that happens with like a very specific set of conditions, right? Like when you have a specific subset of the population who doesn't feel their voices being heard, who doesn't have their needs met, and who feels consistently disenfranchised by the state, who doesn't feel like they have a voice. It leads to anger, and when this anger bubbles over, it leads to riots. And inevitably, when you have...
Yeah, but
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
To say something about that, though, it's just like, there's that, which I feel like that's the positive side, or, like, there's a reason behind it, there's a intention of good. But
definitely.
Then there's the riotings of just, for stupid shit, like sports teams, winning or losing or,
yes,
something along those lines.
Yeah.
Just like, so there's a difference between rioting, like there are reasons for rioting.
Yeah.
There's bad rioting and then there's, good rioting with intention.
Yeah. So I should probably add that as that's only as a general rule, right? That people typically riot when their needs are not being met and their voices are not being heard. I should add that that's only as a general rule. Sometimes people riot because their fucking sports team lost or whatever. Mm-hmm. But when you have a riot, right, inevitably if you have rioting and you have a lot of like widespread poverty, which we do right now, you're gonna get looting. It's just like it's a matter of just like proximity and people's needs not being met. And I had one more thing to say, and I kind of lost it.
Get it! Come on!
Hold on! Don't tell me to get it, because then I'll lose it. Oh yeah! Okay, so if you are mad that people are rioting, you should not be mad that people are rioting. You should be angry that society has disenfranchised people and led to like them feeling like their needs are being met to the point that they feel like they need to riot. If you're mad at rioters, it's like building a very shitty dam and then getting mad at the water for breaking through.
Okay, I like that analogy, man.
It's a really good analogy. That's a really good analogy.
Yeah.
Hey, but check this out though, man. Me myself personally, bro, I haven't had any thoughts of going to actual protests because, let's not forget, man. It's still Corona season. I don't know if that's a myth still or what. I don't even know.
No, it is. It's still very. We're gonna have a really, really crazy spike in cases.
Dude, you talk about spikes. That's a whole nother story. But in addition to that, my anxiety, bro, is just like, go to these peaceful protests. I actually went to a peaceful protest in Dallas. They said, the first night of the protest in Dallas was from 6:30 to 8:30. And that was a big peaceful organized speeches. It was very organized.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was a single file line marching. And you saw that as the night went on, though, and police started antagonizing, and as peace kind of made their ominous presence, being known, people start to get angsty. And then, once one person throws something,
yes,
5 people throw, and then 10, and then 100, and then
yes,
you get an all-out war.
Yeah. So
that breaks civil unrest. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. So from a lot of what I've seen, especially like first coming out of Minneapolis, but now coming out of everywhere else, is that people are peacefully protesting and gathering. And I'm not saying this is the case like everywhere, but it seems like the police are kind of agitating people by shooting like tear gas into peaceful crowds or whatever, shit like that, and that's probably what's leading to it.
Man, did y'all see that thing in downtown Dallas? And that's a whole thing about police actually going undercover and antagonizing the riots as well. Going and actually busting down windows so other people can start creating riots and ruckus and stuff like that. There was actually something today, like 2 hours ago, bro. It was like, I think it was in downtown Dallas. It was like a parking lot, right? And in 2 hours, out of nowhere, it was just a pile of bricks just came out of nowhere, and they were like, "Hey, where these bricks come from?"
Oh yeah, so I heard that was to
like
fix
the
the
first
street.
days of the riot.
Yeah, that
It
was.
was just like a pallet of bricks, just like just neatly stacked, right in front of I think it's the police station.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
I did hear though. I did hear that they were using those. They were using that. That was a pile of bricks from like when they were fixing the street right there because they were like pulling the bricks up.
Okay.
I'm not sure how true that is. This is all Twitter shit, but that's what I heard. But there is like police agitation and like ops are a real fucking thing in protests, and they have been for a long time. When Ferguson happened in 2008, there was actually 4 police officers in the crowd who ended up suing the city because they were agitators, and the police who were supposed to be enforcing didn't know, and they beat the shit out of them. So they ended up suing the police. I mean the city. they were agitators. But and this is like something that's long documented throughout history is police putting people in the crowd in order to rile it up and get people to act more unruly in order to discredit like the aesthetics of the protest. And then when you look at Minneapolis, you had these videos of this guy in all black, not in black bloc like t-shirts and shit, but like black tactical gear, like a gas mask and a vest and cargo pants and boots. And he was breaking out the windows to the auto zone, and it was like a middle-aged white guy, and he had an umbrella, and people were like following him, asking him if he was a cop, and he didn't want to answer.
Damn. Yeah. They'll have plants, bro. There's so much to talk about with this, bro. So let's not forget, you know what I'm saying? First of all, rest in peace to George
Floyd, absolutely.
He didn't deserve to die like that.
Yes.
He was murdered in broad daylight in front of a crowd of people. So a couple things about this, man. Oh, man, what question should I ask first? There's so many, bro. I have so many questions.
Yeah.
First of all, what do you feel about the unfortunate situation that businesses are being messed up in this whole riot situation, bro?
I think that if it's a bigger business, like a corporate business, it's hard for me to shed a tear, honestly. Like a Target, those places are all insured. If you're really that concerned about Target, like eat shit, Karen.
It's just like, well, they're looting Target. People, which isn't right.
Forget about the corporations, man.
I'm gonna say something. Poor people in this country, they've been fleeced consistently by gigantic corporations for like pretty much ever, right? It's a known fact that corporations are just fucking everybody over all the time. So when I see poor people who have been consistently disenfranchised by corporations like this, like looting a fucking Target, I kind of see it as like people taking back the value they've created themselves because, like I said, just like corporations in general have just fucked people over for so long, and it's a known thing. It's not like anybody would just like 90% of people are going to agree with you on that. And that doesn't make it right, but at the same time, like, what do you think is going to happen when you have like this much agitation built up? And then, you're dangling like a lifestyle that people will never have in front of them every single day. And you're consistently just like letting systems just fuck people over and put them through a meat grinder for profit,
Nap King. But, in response to that, I'm saying you got your, small businesses such as, Princess, what's her full name? Princess Divine Pope, who had her business actually destroyed because of rioters and protesters, which is unfortunate, bro. I don't think
unfortunate. That is unfortunate.
That's what I'm saying. Like small business, like it's like, man, it's just wrong place, wrong time. People are outraged, and you get caught in the crossfire, and you had nothing to do with anything going on, and you still got, boom.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate, and I can't say that there's anything I can really give you to make that any better, because that's really sad, and a lot of small business owners are really hardworking people.
Exactly.
The only thing I can say is if you're at any of these demonstrations, just try to inform people like these are small businesses,
Yeah, honestly, my take on that, I wish that they wouldn't, but I'm not going to tell people what to do because of, I'm not going to tell oppressors how to riot. I can't personally feel, the emotions that they have truly. But I mean, I feel like for the greater cause, it would be better to, save the small businesses. At least, like small business owners, who are of color,
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
especially
Yeah,
my
yeah.
personal belief and opinion, though.
Yeah, I mean, like some people are saying, stand in front of your businesses with signs like, "Hey, I support you. I'm a black business with the whoop. You can do that. There's a reason." Also, it was crazy, man. I don't know if y'all seen it. I think it was last night. It happened. Some dude. Okay, it was a big controversy because some dude got jumped. It was a white dude in white pants. Got
Oh yeah, I
jumped
saw that in Victory
by
Park.
a bunch of dudes. Bro, I'm trying so hard not to laugh because my situation is fuck. But listen, man. Listen. I'm trying to compose myself, bro. What happened was, it was a misconception because they were like, "Oh, these guys were jumping this white guy. Oh, what the fuck, bro?" In the full
He ran into.
in the full video, he was like slashing.
He was like swinging a samurai sword. I saw that.
Wait,
Oh,
what? Is
yes.
that the one? Was that in Dallas?
And they were like, and then they were like, "Oh, this is not funny." They were like, "Get that nigga," and they just jumped the fuck out of him, bro.
Yeah, no.
Oh my god.
Oh, man.
They are not playing.
I
out
was
here,
just
bro.
reading a Twitter thread by that guy. You want to
Bro,
hear what
but
he
why
has
do you
to
have a samurai sword?
I think it was machete.
What are you like? First off, what is that gonna? Are you gonna deflect the pepper bullets coming at
Bro,
you?
he studied
Boy,
the
you
blade,
watch-
You watching too
bro.
much anime? Like, come on.
That's the side B special, bro.
It was actually a machete.
It was a machete. Damn, that's even worse, bro.
That's
Close.
even worse,
That's
yeah.
less effective, really.
Yeah, no, that guy, he was like an upper class white dude. That was in Victory Park. He should have just collected the insurance on that one. Honestly, because he got his ass beat, dude. I felt bad for him.
Oh, he was a small business owner.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
come on, man.
God, none of this is funny, but that's fucking funny, bro. He got his ass.
You want to hear what he
fucked
said? Do you want to hear what he said?
up. What did he say? Like, this is after?
Yeah, this is his. He made a Twitter thread.
Oh no.
Okay, so he said, so Schultz. His name is Schultz. C.A. Schultz. That's his Twitter thing. So Schultz, you must be saying to yourself, what on earth were you thinking, trying to hold off an entire group of people like that on your own? Well, I shall eagerly confess that on my own was a big mistake, but I will endeavor to explain my actions a bit. First of all, I felt a certain amount of direct danger from the large groups of people moving through that neighborhood because Victory Park is in my neighborhood, which I do want to say, if you're worried that this is in your neighborhood happening, don't, I know that an apartment building was burnt down in Minneapolis, but for the most part, like, these protesters, they seem to be directing a lot of their anger towards just property. I haven't seen anything where they were like going around like fucking just beating the shit out of people indiscriminately. And there's usually not, like, typically when there's riots, like historically, typically the most damage is suffered from property. Typically the crowds don't really aim to like beat the shit out of any one person or anything like that. So that's something you should consider. But it is okay to make really affluent white people uncomfortable because those are the people who have the most power within the system. Anyway, he said, first of all, my neighborhood, I live in an apartment building a few blocks from where I attacked. It didn't come far away. Access to my building is restricted, but I couldn't help but worry about it being breached. If my concierge was overpowered, anyone who overpowered him could access every floor of the building, including mine. So my thought was that it would be better to go to them first. Can you imagine if the protesters actually did that, how indiscriminately the police would just fucking gun them down? I felt a strong feeling that it was better to let myself meet the danger head on rather than wait for it to come seek me out. This was probably foolish rather than brave, but in hindsight, but it is what I thought at the time. There's also the matter of where I was exactly. The night before last, Deep Ellum was attacked and destroyed. Of the buildings that were just devastated, one of them was my barbershop, High and Tight. It was severely damaged, which is where that guy who beat up that fucking black woman worked. That Austin Austin Schofield guy. And that was the barbershop where he worked at, High and Tight. It was severely damaged, and I worry that it will never reopen. It made me fear that it might be the last night in Victory Park. I confess that some of this fear was pure selfishness, especially for Billy Can, the institution I tried to defend. I like it very much. Oh, he didn't even work there. It wasn't his business. It was a bar that he goes to. I like it very much. I like to drink and occasionally eat there. I didn't want to lose it purely for that reason, but I was thinking of others. In non-pandemic times, I am a bit of a bar fly. I like to go out drinking at multiple establishments, often by myself. This has caused me to become very friendly with the bartenders. Blah, blah, blah. Billy Can is one of them. I know them well. I'd even like to hope that I can consider some of them my friends. After what happened with High and Tight, I suddenly feared the people I'd grown to care about could lose everything for the second night in a row. Felt an urge to stop this from happening. Now, does this mean that I should have tried to use my dumb machete and hold off an entire angry mob? No. That was bravery to the point
So
of stupidity. I realize that now.
You
So
should have just stayed the fuck.
He sounds like somebody that goes to the bar every
yes,
weekend.
that guy's a fucking goofy.
And he was swinging it at like young kids too.
Yeah, he was
Like
tripping.
teenagers.
Yeah, no amount of property is worth like people's lives. I think that should be fucking stated. And
With a machete, bro. Like so you gonna kill them?
yeah,
You
Like at
kill
least
them.
try to talk to them about not doing it. But your first instinct is to swing a machete.
You gonna kill them?
yeah,
That's
no,
what
that guy's a
No,
fucking
this sound.
moron.
I feel like this would be unbelievable. But it's 2020, man. Like anything's happening.
This
now.
is a movie.
Threatening people with a machete, man.
We live in a fucking movie. We live in a Metal Gear video game.
Here you go. I got some breaking news. So Governor Greg Abbott declares Texas a state of disaster. So Dallas leaders consider curfew after nearly 90 arrested in protest. Dallas leaders are considering. I feel so bad because I'm reading this off of bullshit ass Texas Latino bullshit ass asshole.
Oh my
media.
god, fuck that page.
Dude, Dallas leaders are considering a curfew after nearly 90 people were arrested during protest.
But that doesn't mean anything
Saturday
just
night.
because they were arrested. You got to question what they were arrested for.
Yeah.
And was it a legitimate reason?
Peaceful
Yeah.
demonstrations began Saturday afternoon at Dallas City Hall as people across the country have gathered to protest police killings of black people, including George Floyd in Minnesota. As many other states, the protests in Dallas escalated as the day went on as police deployed tear gas and flashbangs, and widespread vandalism was reported in and around downtown. Governor Greg Abbott declared a state of disaster for all countries. Wait, what? Oh, all counties.
All
in Texas.
counties, yeah.
I'm gonna say that nigga the president.
Damn.
All
Grab
counties
it.
in Texas on Sunday afternoon in response to protests. Okay, so basically, federal law enforcement is going to be working as Texas peace officers, which is not going to be a good idea.
Man, fuck Greg Abbott, honestly. He's a piece of shit, dude. He
Greg
like
Abbott.
Greg Asbit, more like it.
Whoa, got
He
him.
volunteered us. Look, okay, this shit happens so fast, right? He can lock us down when some shit like this is happening. But he was like so eager to fucking let us just be the control group for the fucking virus, right? He was so fucking eager to just let us like go out there and fucking spread it like it's fucking like it's nothing. And one thing I do want to say about before we get off the fucking guy who got his ass beat, fucking goofy, is property destruction of property. It's not violence, and don't let people because violence is specifically like hurting people. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't think so.
Don't
I
let
don't think
people.
that's right.
Okay, well, if you look at the textbook definition of violence, it does include property. But if you look at the WHO, no, hold on. If you look at the WHO definition of violence, like what they use to consider like in the context of like people like corrupt governments and shit, they don't consider property damage violence. And the reason I say that is that human lives are more valuable than property. And when you hear violence, like you think of people beating the shit out of each other. You don't think of property destruction, That's the only reason I say you shouldn't let people equate the two like so easily because, like I said, for the most part, people rioting, they're not hurting anybody. They're just destroying fucking businesses. They're just like destroying public property. They're just fucking like breaking windows and shit at Cafe de Brazil or something.
Man, I disagree, bro. I think that's still violent, but at the same time, though, I'm glad that it's mostly like the protesters and the rioters too, the demonstrators. They aren't focusing on humans, though. If you think about it, everybody's outraged. Everybody's in an outrage towards the system, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, historically, when there's been riots, it's not people beating the shit out of each other. Like when you hear riot, that's kind of what you think, but it's just like people destroying property, like 90% of the time. And even if you look at Minneapolis, there's some really weird, but also like very humane mutual aid stuff coming out. Like people okay, so remember that Target was hit like the first night, right? Well, the second day, people were distributing the supplies from the Target to protesters and to people from the neighborhood, which I thought was really fucking cool. Like they were just like distributing stuff that people need.
Yes, exactly. Okay.
Which also shows that like the rioting and the protesting as well, like it really isn't harming humans. It's not harming people. They're there to support each other, you know?
Yeah.
It's just the cause, what the cause is for, is, I guess, destroying property is the correlation to it.
Yes.
But again, like there's no harm to human beings itself.
So I got another topic for y'all, man. And this is kind of like a two-part thing. So when you hear people talk about, you know what I'm saying, if you're silent right now, then you're on the opposition side. If you're silent right now, you're just as bad as the white people don't speak up. And my thing is like, bro, sometimes, man, you got to take a couple of days to kind of meditate and to kind of really absorb what's going on, you know. That's my argument to that, is that, you know, if you don't want to talk about it and, you know, you're black, you know, don't ignore it. You know, that's one thing to ignore it, because I think that's the reason for the riots and for the protests. Is like, it's so big now that if you don't want to talk about it, I feel like you are ignoring it. But as far as like, eventually, if you do speak on it, then yeah, okay, that's good. But like, don't ignore it. But don't get on people like who are like naturally nonviolent and stuff like that if they don't want to talk about this, because this is a lot. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like, you know, ignoring it and pretending it's not happening, oh no, I was right in front of everybody's faces, bro.
That's when it's wrong. And I won't personally, I'll speak on the behalf of white people and the privilege, because that's where
it's okay, bro.
No, man, no.
For me, you know.
And again, like, okay,
for me.
What? I can't.
No, go ahead, do your thing. I'm sorry.
Okay. So again, like I'll be with you on that. If you need a couple days to process it, that's fine. But I feel like as white people who have the privilege, it is their obligation to speak out against something like this, especially like right now where, you know, riots are happening. Protesting is probably the biggest it's been, you know, as far as support. We should be voicing our opinion against this, because we are the ones that are, I guess, the ones that are privileged, pretty much.
Yeah, and I'll also say that, like, I don't see a lot of, I mean, it's kind of mixed, right? But I don't feel like Mexicans are leaning one way or the other. I feel like we're a little split on it. And I feel like, you know, with all the stuff happening with ICE and the concentration camps and shit, like, we need to stand with black people right now, like, full stop. And it's a little disappointing to see that, like, not more of us are doing it, but it seems like for the most part, most of us are standing with black people. But like, it's absolutely necessary that we do, because, you know, if one of us is not free, all of us are not free.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I think this is a perfect time for celebrities, all big name celebrities, to stand together right now. You see Billie Eilish, Lil Dicky, you know what I'm saying? You see Lil Duval, Charlamagne the God, all big name celebrities, you know what I'm saying, actually using their platform to actually, Rihanna, you know what I'm saying, all using their platform to actually express what's going on, and to treat it like, yeah, this is a big problem. It's not like you should ignore it or look down on this as like a thing where it's like, oh, this is crazy, I'm gonna stay away from that to protect my little Instagram aesthetic. Nah, bro, people are speaking out, so that's good. I applaud them.
Yeah, and I will say that I saw a post on Twitter.
I was gonna say, one thing I noticed is that when Beyonce made her video, people were dragging her ass because like she put a filter on it and it looked like she was. What happened? Something's in your room?
Me?
Yeah, what are you looking at?
Oh no, I was trying to find my e-cig.
Oh,
I just realized it wasn't at my desk.
But yeah, Beyonce she made a video and it had like a filter on it, and it looked like she was reading off a paper behind her, and she was like kind of like speaking in a sultry voice. But I'm like, you know, any way your message is being brought out, you know, it's good to spread awareness, bro. Especially because, you know, a lot of kids are going through, like, the kids don't know what's going on right now, bro. You got you know, they tell them to stay in the house for 2 months, coronavirus. Now you got riots, and then now you really can't go outside, you know, protect your kids. So it's for them too. So it's important for everybody to kind of project that message downward.
Yeah, for sure. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I saw a really good post about this on Twitter. Saying basically like don't look to celebrities right now, because
don't look to celebrities.
Yeah, like don't look to celebrities to, you know, to speak out, because a lot of them are more or less like kind of shielded by money.
Okay.
Like from systemic problems, like they just don't experience them on the same level. And you know, a lot of them are not gonna, you know, like people criticize like Travis Scott and I forgot who else, because they weren't saying anything. But, you know, a lot of these people, they have a lot of white fans that they don't want to alienate. So I think that you should probably not put too much stock in what celebrities are saying right now. There are some really good messaging. There is some really good messaging coming out from people who are speaking out. Like the baby, he did a Twitter, like a thread, or he did like 2 or 3 tweets. They weren't a thread about it, and he had a really good statement on it. You know, because he's actually like he's been arrested more than once. You know, he even has like a charge for like fighting a police officer. So I'd imagine like he's been agitated by police officers before in the past. But anyway, you know, I don't think that people should be looking at celebrities right now. It's good if they speak out, but at the same time, like a lot of them are shielded from this, so it's like they're of course gonna more or less condemn the property damage and things like that.
Yeah, man. So yes, it's a lot of big things going on. And what so okay, and then my thing is to win. I think this thing will be over, which is probably not going to be in the near, you know, we've been asking that question all this year. When is this going to be over? When is this going to be over? When is this going to be over? But now I think people need an answer, bro. I'm going to tell you right now, though, if y'all think the riots are bad now, let that cop get off, bro.
Dude, it's...
Oh, yeah, no. It's going
to get even worse.
It's going to get
so
crazy if that happens, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're bringing out the riots.
Speaking... Let's get on to that topic then. Talking about his charge. What he got.
Okay, can you give me 1 second?
Not fair at all.
Hold on, Raw got a...
well, actually, y'all can chop it up. Y'all can check it up. Okay. I'll be right back.
All right, what's up, Ronnie? What's going on?
So, pretty much, his charge is he got 3rd-degree murder, which is bullshit, by the way. I think there's only a few states that have 3rd-degree murder because it's pretty much manslaughter, but he got charged with 3rd-degree murder and manslaughter. So, what that means basically is... Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
What that means basically is it was an accidental death. He had no intention to kill somebody, and what just happened was by accident. He didn't mean anything. He didn't mean for that to happen at all, which is bullshit because he's a cop. All right, and for cops, he was kneeling on somebody's neck for 9.5 minutes.
Yeah,
that alone, like anybody should know that, like. You're constricting somebody's airway. Not just that, but there's like a main artery vessel, something in the neck that you constrict. They can also pass out and die from if you keep constricting that.
Oh yeah.
What a fucking king.
Dude, and so to be a cop, you have to know this. It's not even like maybe he didn't know. No, you are a cop, and he's been a cop for so you know how long? 13 years, 13 plus years.
Definitely, because he had a case in
and
2008 that was controversial too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, he knows what he's doing, Ronnie. I hear what you're saying, bro. So I think he should have been charged with 1st degree. Honestly, I mean, it was definitely an intent to kill him. You know, even if
I will say 1st degree that's premeditated. That's where like he woke up wanting to kill somebody. I don't know about that.
Shit,
but
maybe.
He definitely had the intention to kill somebody.
Yeah, he had the intent. So I mean, at least 2nd degree. But yeah, they got him with that 3rd degree, man. They just finding that, and that alone doesn't settle with me, right? Like they are already starting with the BS. But I mean, they had to get him because if they let him, bro, if he wasn't arrested, oh man, it would have been so much unrest, bro.
No, definitely. And it still took too long for him to get arrested.
And I'm hearing that he's not even in like jail. I heard he's in like what's that, protective custody?
Yeah.
Is he in jail? Or is he in protective custody?
He is in I heard he was in protective custody. It's kind of mixed on that, honestly. But I heard he was arrested. I'm not sure. If somebody could look it up in the comments, like we'd be welcome to. That would be very appreciated. Xavier said, "Fuck purely spreading awareness. We know racism is bad. Give y'all's money and your funding. Defund corruption. Make people's pockets hurt. I believe that is the best way. Keep recording cops." Yeah, and he's absolutely right. Like, you know, if celebrities don't want to put up money or like help people who are being arrested for this shit, like, then we should not support them, honestly, because this is like, you know, this is a matter of like the police just like being fucking of us living in a police state, honestly.
Yeah.
And it's
you can post all the pictures now this is for celebrities, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And those who have the money and influencers, all these Instagram quote unquote influencers. If y'all want to influence so much, you know what I'm saying? It's cute to post cute little pictures and shit.
Stand for something.
You know, donate, bro. Like I said, donate, sign petitions. You know, push that narrative that this shit isn't okay, bro.
Yeah.
It's not. So,
Yeah.
you know, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, so yeah, I was gonna say something else about that third degree murder thing. Oh, also, I think this will de-escalate once they get the other cops, because he wasn't the only one involved in this.
Yeah.
The ones that was the little Asian Krillin looking motherfucking cop that was like kind of trying to back everybody up.
That dude did kind of look like Krillin.
Yeah, fucking Officer Krillin, bro. He needs to be charged too and thrown in jail, bro, because he was an accessory, bro. He was an accessory to murder, bro. Like stone face, like no human thought, no human compassion or empathy at all, bro. That's crazy to me.
None of them.
And
none of them.
I look at the riots and I look at the protest. Well, no, I look at the riots and I'm like, oh, man, they kind of wilding, bro. In Dallas, I go back and watch the video, or I go back and watch Philandro Castle's daughter saying, "Mommy, is he gonna be okay?" And I'm like, man, I understand. I understand the outrage, and it's not only because of that. The people are outraged. If you ever been pulled over and a cop talks smart to you, that's why they outraged. If you walking down the street, you get followed by a cop, that's why they outraged, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's for the cops that walk around with this alpha mentality. That's why people are outraged, bro. People are tired. People are fed up.
It wants that power trip.
And and people are just done with this tyranny, bro.
Yeah.
It honestly is. And
I want to say, I watched the video. So I watched the video. Once I seen that people were like starting to riot, I was like, okay, I need to watch this video, because I didn't want to watch it for a while because I don't know. I feel like I've seen so many police brutality videos and nothing changes, and at a certain point, I just stopped watching them. I think it was around the time like Philandro Castile was killed. But I was like, okay, if people are writing, like, I have to watch this. And I gotta say, like, it made me tear up a little bit, because I knew I was watching the last moments of that man's life, and there was people on the sidewalk begging this police officer to get off of his neck. His nose was bleeding, and he was still on his neck for another like 2 minutes. It was so fucked up, and it's so just like, it's so egregious how, like, just how helpless these people probably felt watching this man die in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, how can you not have no compassion? Even if you got him on the ground, okay, you got him, bro. If you want to take this dude to jail, okay, you got him, bro.
Yeah.
You gonna kill him, but you gonna kill him, bro. You gonna kill him. Kill.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
And then, in addition to all of this, bro, Ryan, you gonna say something?
No, you're good.
In addition to all of this, bro, we have no leadership, bro.
No, it's very decentralized.
That's even more bullshit to the story.
No leadership, bro. No, Trump probably said 1-2 things about that, and they were both antagonizing this situation.
Did you see that there was people in D.C. breaking the windows to the White House?
How? How'd they get that close?
They were just okay. For some reason, the cops were not supporting Secret Service in D.C. And there was people protesting. Like I think it was like 2 days ago or yesterday. There was people protesting in D.C. And, of course, it was like everywhere else. This huge mass of people pushing on the cops. They were pulling the barriers away from the police. The police had set up barriers, and they were pulling the barriers away. And then they would come and replace one. It was like a tug of war. Like, there was people that had their hands on it, and then there was people behind them holding on their body, and then there was people behind them holding on their body. So it was like essentially a game of tug of war with the police. They were like pulling on the barriers, and the crowd would take one away. And then as soon as the crowd would take one away, the Secret Service would put another one in place. And then as soon as they would put that one in place, the crowd would come back and pull that one away. And direct quote from CNN, from one of the protesters, they said, sooner or later, we're going to get into the White House. And then
that'll make your balls tight. I don't know
and then later that day, I saw people breaking the windows to the White House.
What do you mean breaking the windows? Like long range? Like
no, like in front of the windows, like breaking them with objects.
How are you even on the front lawn of the White House, bro? I thought they had like landmines or some shit. Like
Service tight, no, bro. I don't know, but Trump wasn't there. He was at Mar-a-Lago when this was happening.
Yeah, he was acting like he invented space.
Yeah, but true. Yeah, I don't know. Like something needs to be done because this is not gonna stop.
I tell you one, bro. Let that cop get off, bro. Let that cop get off, bro.
Oh man, yeah.
See what happens, bro?
See, with that charge, I feel like it's more than likely going to happen.
Oh, we'll watch.
It's the lowest. It's the lowest he can get for a murder charge.
Are they saying? I think David said on your Facebook status that it's like easier to fight. It's easier to like convict them if he has a third degree.
Yeah,
murder.
That was the logic behind the third degree charge, is that it was easier to convict.
So okay, you know, but like, bro, let that cop get off, bro. See what happens.
Yeah.
Bro. You talking about breaking the windows? They're gonna be flipping tables, bro.
Do y'all think this could have been prevented if they would have taken the police in a lot sooner?
If they would have just jailed him right then, like the next day, then this would have been prevented. And I'm sure the riots wouldn't have spread out so far.
Yeah.
But if they would have took that cop in the next day, then this would have been prevented if he didn't kill him, of course.
Yeah.
But like if they would have took that cop in the next day, bro, this whole thing would have been prevented.
Yeah, and I watched.
Well, I don't even know about that, but in
all honesty, I don't know.
I watched the statement from the district attorney or whoever that white man was, that old white man that was supposed to be handling this, right? And I gotta say his messaging was really was off the mark. Okay, so the third degree charge, his reasoning behind that was that it's gonna be easier to convict, right? Which is a valid argument. But the messaging was just so fucking clumsy. Like, He gave credence to the idea that maybe, there's a lot of evidence to consider, and this might not, this might be, some kind of accident or something. And it comes off really callous to me. Like, his statement should have been, this is horrible. Nobody should have had to see this, or this should have never happened. But instead, he wants to, give the police a little bit of, fucking room or whatever right there. And it's like, of course, people are gonna feel like you don't give a fuck when you say things like that, So, I don't know. I think this could have been avoided if they would have taken action a lot sooner. But we're obviously past that point, so I don't know. It's not gonna stop until something gets done. And honestly, I don't have a ton of faith in the United States justice system to get anything done. If
anything, hopefully this persuades them to make the right decision, because there's a right answer and there's a wrong answer to this, bro.
Definitely,
you jail this dude, or everybody about to flip the United States upside down.
Mm-hmm.
That's only two things that can happen right now. You jail, and you take them 3 other dudes too, put them in jail too.
Yeah,
that's what you got to do. For a forged check. By the way, we never even said what he got. For a forged check.
Yeah, it was a counterfeit 20. I heard it was a counterfeit $20 bill, but when it first happened, they were saying it was a forged check.
It doesn't either way.
It doesn't matter.
It's
yeah,
non-violent.
Yeah, it doesn't matter either way.
It's a non-violent offense. Yeah, for a non-violent offense. Man.
Yeah, there's some really weird shit around this too. Like, they worked at a nightclub together for like 17 years.
Yeah,
I've heard that's not true though, because he was from Houston.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. He was from
Minnesota.
Houston.
He was born in Houston or something like that. I know they're giving his body. Oh my God, Lord forgive me. They're bringing his body back to Houston to have the funeral here. So man, it's about to be a big thing. They need to have that funeral private, honestly.
Yeah, it's crazy. I have never seen anything like this in my life, and it is a really interesting time to be alive and to be podcasting.
Why is this? Why is all this happening at the same time though? It's not even spread out a couple years. Like a global pandemic, in civil injustice.
Yeah.
And Kobe Bryant died. Oh my God.
I think that you can kind of tie the protests back to a lot of what's going on with the coronavirus too, because like I said earlier, riots don't happen for no reason. Like riots don't just happen out of nowhere because people are happy. Like, if you have all these people, right? They've been locked in the house for like 2-3 months. The government didn't do shit for us. They threw us a $1,200 check, and they kept us in the house for 2 months. And they were like, all right, y'all. Like, I know that there's a fucking global pandemic, and y'all don't want to get sick and kill your fucking old relatives, but the fucking economy has to keep going. So, And then they threw this gigantic fucking stimulus package at these huge corporations that have been, like I said, just fleecing people forever. And then just for it to be so egregious and so like I said, if you watch that video, anybody can tell you. It doesn't take a forensic expert or a DA or somebody to just tell you like that's murder. All of this is it's a result of like a lot of things, a lot of systems interacting with each other, and people's needs not being met. Honestly, just not being met. And, we have skyrocketing unemployment. We have, like I said, all this austerity. A lot of businesses are closed right now. People can't work. They threw us $1,200 and expected that to be something. to help us at all. And you know, all that shit's gone. It's already been like a month since that happened, and like shit is still fucked up. So, of course this is gonna happen.
And when is this? Why are they prolonging this whole thing? Like, when is the court date for this guy? Like, when is, I don't know. Like, is there gonna be anybody talking about this? Like, where's Trump at? Where is he? Is he like I feel like we're stuck in time right now, and the only thing that's progressing is these riots. And by the way, they have issued a curfew, but nobody's gonna obey that shit.
In Dallas?
But the only reason they're doing that, for 7 p.m.
Damn.
The only reason they're doing that is to like really like have justifiable reason to like establish excessive force. I feel like,
yeah,
which is
definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think
People
anybody's
still
gonna.
People still marching, by the way. Yeah, they're marching right now, by the way.
Good. That's what's up,
man.
Yeah, just try to keep it.
But
all
definitely, like the 7 p.m. curfew, that's not gonna work, bro. Even for people who aren't protesting, like the people are gonna be out. It's not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
7 o'clock. I'm just gonna stay away from downtown Dallas unless I do decide to protest. But I mean, I mean, Deep Ellum, hanging out at Deep Ellum ain't gonna be the same for a while, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, it had already been like, it had a bad rep to begin with, or not to begin with. It had a bad rep already, but now it's just like shit right now, man.
Man, damn. So y'all, man, we in it. We in this thing, man. We're gonna ride it till the wheels fall off, bro, like a used car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're just in the thing.
No, yeah.
You know, just I think the best thing to do is just stay safe. If you do decide to protest, go out and protest, bro. Make your voice be heard. Donate.
Before we
donate.
Before we move on, or what? How long have we been on? Oh, before
An hour.
Okay, yeah. Before we move on or finish whatever, I do want to talk about one thing, and it's kind of conspiracy-ish, but it's also very, very interesting. And this,
hey, bro, fix your hat, bro. The tinfoil's falling off.
And this, no. Everybody knows who Anonymous is, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Anonymous supposedly has come back, and they leaked. They did a couple different things. Like I heard they like hacked some police scanners and like played "fuck the police" over them. But the most interesting thing is they've apparently been like dropping a lot of info about Trump and him having pedophilia charges. I don't know how true this is, but like he used to hang out with Jeffrey Epstein, and this court document, they leaked a court document, which is already, I think this is old news, but him and Jeffrey Epstein had been accused of like raping this girl who was like 12 or 13. And Anonymous has been leaking a lot more information about it. And I don't know how true a lot of this is, but also there's increasing amount of evidence that the world is run by pedophiles, and it's kind of scary.
Golly, bro.
That's fucked up.
Jeez,
yeah.
Bro.
Who knew Alex Jones was right all along, right?
Alex was that boy. That's that boy. Hey, but man, what was I say?
I forgot.
Anonymous, they're back. We're here. You know
We're here.
Hey, I'm not gonna fuck with. I'm just glad Anonymous is on. I don't want to say our side, but like I'm glad they have the right state of mind.
Yeah, I would say they're on our side.
Yeah, that's crazy. I wonder if they're gonna have any influence if any of this going forward, bro. They're just gonna pop up like, you know.
Yeah, I will say about these protests, I would like to see a little bit more organization. I feel like what's happening right now, at least in Dallas, right? I feel like what's happening right now is you have these huge crowds of people, and then the police are shooting tear gas into the middle to agitate them, and then they're spreading out these little blocks of people, and then corralling them into a square and arresting them. I would like to see people taking a little bit more action to protect themselves, like wearing helmets, using umbrellas as shields, and also extinguishing tear gas canisters. Like there's a lot of
finding ways to contain them.
Yeah, there's like some very easy solutions to containing tear gas, like dropping it. You have to wear welding gloves because they get really hot, of course, but dropping them into water bottles, like big water bottles, or putting a traffic cone over them and dropping water into the chimney. Is what they call it, the chimney, like the middle of the traffic cone. So I don't know. I feel like it's good that people are doing this, but it's not as organized as it should be. And you know, if it continues like this, people are just gonna keep getting arrested. A lot of them unjustly.
Hey, but check this out. Xavier said one good thing, man. He said, never lose faith, man. that's when we really lose. Every black person, every good person, keep raising powerful kids to be powerful people to keep fighting because it'll never be over. But we got
Definitely.
this though. Yeah, man, we got this, man. We'll be okay.
Mhm.
And this is just building up stronger people for the future, man. I see kids out there, you know, actually holding, you know, people holding rallies, people actually speaking, getting a point across, bro. There's ways to get around this, man. There's ways to get through this, and by the thing you know it, before you know it, it's gonna be Christmas 2025, bro.
Definitely.
So, yeah, crazy world though, man. Just be safe, y'all. Just be safe. And make sure y'all donate too. You know, there's different funds to the George Floyd fund. They raised, their goal was like $1 million. They raised like $15 million. No, wait, no. I take that back. They raised $1.5 million. I'm sorry.
Okay, so the curfew, it's for downtown Dallas, the Cedars, Deep Ellum, Uptown, and Victory Park.
Oh, I'm about to go out tonight. Hey, no, I was playing.
No, I don't think
man.
How effective do you think that curfew is going to be? I'm kind of split on it.
Not at all.
I don't think so either.
Maybe in those areas it'll be a little effective.
But I do feel like this is kind of like them using that curfew to kind of like justify a little bit more force. It's scary.
Oh yeah, definite.
Everybody get the signal out.
Have y'all seen that video of the cops like just storming neighborhoods, like a neighborhood, and then they tell the people that are recording to go inside their house. They don't go in, and so they shoot them with pepper bullets.
Oh, damn, I didn't see
Have
that.
y'all seen that? Yeah, it's real. They're yelling.
No, I seen that in Minneapolis. Yeah, that's now that's.
You think it's gonna come down to that in those areas?
Yeah. Well, in Dallas or in downtown Dallas?
In Dallas, yeah.
Hopefully it's not in the residential areas. Like Oak Cliff shouldn't be getting none of that. I hope not. But I mean, as far as downtown, I think that's what they're trying to lead to, bro. Because if you talk about bringing a Texas National Guard, bringing in curfew, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a point where it's like, because right now Minneapolis, it's almost like a bootleg martial law going on right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, bro, serve some justice. Maybe people won't be as outraged, bro. See what you hear people pouring out for justice, bro. I mean, like, bro, just, and address it. Don't antagonize these people. Trump is just making these big ass claims and direction, giving these directions and these yelling these statements, bro. Address it, bro. Have a meeting, bro.
Yeah. Hold
a press conference, bro, or
something,
bro. There's no leadership right now, bro.
Yeah.
I want a Trump supporter to come out and tell me, bro, like what is Trump doing right about this?
I think Trump, if things continue like this, Trump is going to be like the most failed president in U.S. history, and maybe the last one.
The last president?
Yeah.
The Last President. Directed by Raul Garcia.
Yeah. No, that sounds like a cool movie. But
The
no,
Last
I
President.
think.
What do you mean? Well, I mean, check this out, bro. So you know how Joe Biden did that blunder on the Breakfast Club, you know what I'm saying? Whether it was out of context, I think that sound was still a blunder by him.
Yeah, definitely.
Is this a turning point? Is this a turning point in the Trump presidency, bro? Like, I feel like this entire thing, bro.
Definitely. I think that, I mean, of course, as racist supporters, a lot of them are not going to care still. Some of them actually do care about individual rights, though. Some of them actually do care about the police state and shit. So that's something to consider. But I feel like I don't even think anybody's thinking about the election right now. Honestly, I feel like that shit with Joe Biden. Well, honestly, I don't feel like that's going to affect Joe Biden that much, first of all, because Americans are dumb. And like he's dumb and he's funny. And if he can be dumber and funnier than Trump, people will vote for him. But I don't think that's going to affect him very much. The thing with Charlemagne and shit, because just because the Democratic Party kind of holds black people hostage in a way.
I heard what you I heard that's what Solomon was saying too, and he was saying that black people need to demand something for their vote.
Yeah,
Bill got to hold your vote hostage.
Yeah, Bill Clinton said in 1996, "What are they going to do? Vote for a Republican?" And that's like very indicative of like the mindset of the establishment Democrats. Like they kind of see that you don't have any other options, so they're like, "Well, we can do as we please." But no, I don't think that's going to hurt Joe Biden very much. I think anybody who was going to vote for Joe Biden is already, locked in. Anybody who wasn't, they're not.
Yeah.
For the most part, we got swing voters and stuff like, white people and like industrial white workers and stuff like that. You got a lot of swing votes like that, but it's not going to hurt them with those people. So I don't know. It's hard to even.
Damn.
It's hard to even think about the presidential election right now. Honestly, it's wild how like 2 months, two or
Coming up,
three.
man.
It's wild how 2 or 3 months ago though I was thinking about how Bernie could win Super Tuesday, and how disappointed I was when that happened. And now just seeing all this, I'm like, what the fuck? Like that seems like a year ago.
Yeah, yeah, bro. Just think about like when you at your like New Year's parties or whatever. Like you just at your New Year's party and you just like, man, 2020, bro. Let's see what this year can bring. Would you ever imagine? All this
Yeah.
2020 AD.
2020
Imagine
AD.
like
Still the best.
Holy
Still the best
shit.
event in Dallas to this year.
2020.
Still the
we were
best event of
celebrating
this
so
year.
hard, man. That was probably one of the best times of my life, man.
Yeah.
We took a dub, man.
Yeah, that was so
Top-
cool.
Top 7
Holy
times
shit,
of
though.
my life.
Holy shit.
Now,
The
man. Like,
fucking
it's incredible, like the drastic change that's been happening, man.
that seems like forever
Yeah.
ago. Honestly, it seems like a different.
It
life.
does feel like forever ago.
That was
though.
this year, bro. That was this
It
year.
was only 6 months ago, man.
This year, man. We had
Man.
well with people celebrating with people, but low key though, that was when like the World War III shit was going on though.
That was.
I was kind of anxious though. I was like, man.
You know what's
I
wild?
didn't believe that as much. I didn't believe that too much.
You know what's
Oh,
wild
okay.
is people were making memes in March about how April aliens were gonna invade and shit,
Yeah.
and then like April passed pretty more or less without any fucking event, like super huge events, right? And then May comes and like we have all this shit coming. So I feel like.
But
I
hold
don't
on,
know.
though. Hold on, back up though, because that's another thing people are doing. People are like, if any bad thing happens, people are gonna be like, well, that's the bad thing this month. You can't think like that though, bro. That's how you get that pessimistic ass little 2020 was bad chart. Like, God, you can't do all
No,
that.
it's about
If you look for it, it's gonna happen.
No, I feel like
people were gonna make the murder hornets the thing of May. Like that was gonna be May.
Oh yeah, that was a false
That was only
flag.
like a week.
That was a
like
false
crazy,
flag. Yeah.
even.
No, I think it's
Not
about
even
like
fear, man.
I think it's about like escalating stuff. Like this is like coronavirus pretty bad. World War III pretty bad. Well, okay, World War III pretty bad, and then the coronavirus much worse. And then everybody was like, all right, what's next? And then this comes, and this is a little worse than the coronavirus. So
because it's immediately affecting people.
yeah, so
Immediately affecting people.
yeah,
Hey,
so
and
I don't know.
We in June right now, bro. But I mean, look, bro, we it's the chance for this to all turn. What if in December we just all around the Christmas tree like, man, 2020 was crazy, bro.
With
Sitting
our
back
no,
on the
we're gonna
couch-
all be standing around the Christmas tree with our looted Christmas gifts.
yeah, and our super high tech mask that Bill Gates made. because,
Yeah.
like now everybody has to wear a mask. They
Yeah,
have to install masks in your face now. bro.
yeah, and it like tracks you and shit, like where you're at.
Yeah, I have to download the Christmas themes they got now, bro. See, look, mine turns red now. You know. What I'm
Yeah,
saying? Yeah.
Has like sound effects with it as you breathe.
Right.
yeah.
Oh, you got the Darth Vader update. Face
Yeah.
says. I got
Yeah.
the Michael Myers update.
Yeah. Oh man, it's crazy out here. What a year to be potting. And we're gonna keep potting
man.
through it, just so y'all know.
The pod.
Yeah, no, we're gonna keep potting through it because
Hey, when are we gonna be back in the studio, bro? I know this is some behind the scenes shit. but,
I
when we gonna be back?
don't know honestly, because I don't want to expose my parents to anybody, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, bro, we haven't even done guests.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be down to do guests like remotely still. And I'm almost positive we'd be like, hey, you want to be on our fucking stream call? They'd be like, oh yeah, for sure. So.
Man, people talking about some. Hey, bro, I'm not gonna say who it was, but some nigga was like, "Hey, bro, when's the next event?" I'm like, "Event? Are you kidding me? I'm not worried about no goddamn events
Like, bro,
right now,
bro, stay in, go home.
bro. Just go home." But people still trying to share their music. Hey, bro, can you share this for me, bro? No, I'm not.
Bro, do you not see what's happening outside?
Yeah, bro. Hey, bro, I work real hard on this, bro. Bro, if y'all don't get your ass inside, bro.
Be like, bro, unless this
Studio,
is
bro.
protest music, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, bro. Unless I can't blast this, you know what I'm saying, while wearing my I almost said Antifa mask. I'm not even gonna say that, bro. I'm not gonna say that.
Man, poor Antifa. They're getting super fucking lit up right now. And it's like, I haven't even seen like a lot of Antifa stuff. They're just like, there's people posing as Antifa, like a lot of white nationalists, like wearing black bloc. And if you see somebody in black bloc and they're not like explicitly communist, they're probably not Antifa.
The Tifa.
The Tifa. Trump wants to make them a terrorist organization too, which is kind of fucked up, honestly.
Is KKK still a organization that's not a terrorist organization?
I don't
Or
think
they
so.
I don't think it is,
I don't think it is, no.
Fuck it.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
To think about if he's trying to put Antifa before
We gotta
KKK.
vote,
like,
man.
if you're gonna
We gotta
put
vote.
Antifa
This
in
is
there,
gonna be
like, you should have
interesting
been putting KKK in there.
how
Come
voting
on.
goes.
Yeah. It's oof, I don't know. There's a lot going on. It's crazy.
And like, seriously, like, with on this topic, like, we really gotta press the issue of voting the people in. Like, we need to be going to the polls at this point, even if like shit hits the fan like crazy, and the government literally collapses.
We gotta
If
vote.
if it doesn't get to that point, we need to go to the polls.
They're gonna
We
be
need to
doing,
vote
like-
for the people
they're gonna
to get
be-
into power.
They're gonna be doing like
What?
a photo op with Joe Biden at the White House, and like it's like half burnt down and shit.
Dude, hey
He
man,
won.
He
man,
won.
by default. Well, let that cop get off, bro.
shit.
Let that cop get off, bro. I
Oh,
promise you,
shit,
it's
yeah.
really bad,
I
bro.
really, dude, that cop gets off, man. They might be getting to the White House.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like it's gonna take bro. They're gonna have like a Facebook event, bro. Whatever, like, and then you hear about the blackout day where everybody doesn't spend money to try to crash the economy
That'd be
as
cool.
punishment.
That would actually rip, honestly. I do want to say one thing. If you're organizing right now, if you're going to the protests and shit, please be careful electronically. Turn your phone off. Look up how to like keep yourself from being tracked, like contact trace and stuff like that, because I guarantee you, like the electronic jammers,
Bro, put the camera on you, bro.
okay, sorry. Yeah, if you're organizing right now, please research how to keep yourself safe electronically, because like I guarantee you, like they are using all the tech that they can to try to figure out who is behind this, and they will come for you. I saw a guy on Twitter today say that the police came to his house and said if he doesn't stop posting anti-government stuff on social media, that yes, I did see that. So download Signal. That's the first step. Signal is an anonymous encrypted messaging app. Download Signal first. Download Keybase, and just protect yourself. Like I said, look up. There's a lot of stuff on Twitter, on everywhere, about how to protect yourself digitally from being contact traced, from being mass surveilled. If you're gonna go to the protest, please look into that shit, because they've been dragging their feet on contact tracing for the coronavirus, but I guarantee you for this, they'll roll out contact tracing really fast.
Yeah, so it's getting real.
Yeah. Y'all got anything else?
No, not really, man. I just, like I said, man, I've been repeating myself. Just stay safe, man. Make sure y'all donate to the cause. Make sure y'all donate to the George Floyd Fund.
Yes.
And make sure y'all also donate. Let me pull her thing up, bro. Just to send a little shout out for a local Dallas business. Make sure y'all go to @Princess the CEO. Go to the link in her bio to help her kind of rebuild the shop, which got unfortunately torn down during the first night of the riots, man. Let's help our people out. Let's try not to destroy our own black businesses, man. Let's focus on the oppressors, not people that's actually trying to help our community,
or people just trying to make a living. So
or make a living, bro.
Yeah.
A
lot of small business owners are really hardworking people.
Yes, sir.
I guess that's all I got. Y'all don't got much else, right?
Nah, watch that. Let that cop get off. That's all I gotta say, bro. Let that cop get off.
Fuck around and find out.
Let that cop fuck around. And let that cop get off, bro. Woo, it's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna, bro. Let that cop get off, bro. Oh my goodness, I can't even fathom.
Yeah. So, yeah, protect yourself digitally. If you're gonna organize, if you're gonna protest, please look into some tactics you could do to protect yourself from being mass surveilled, because they absolutely have the power to, and they will not hesitate to find out who you interact with in order to snuff out any opposition to the police state.
Also, one thing. Oh,
I think that's all I have. What?
One thing I've been this interesting is that let me see. Yeah, there's another peaceful protest going on in downtown right now. That's cool. But it's funny because every time it says so-and-so is live, I'm like, oh, shit, what's going on now? Because there's a lot of people on my friends list that's been going up to these protests. And, like, if I see, like, so-and-so's live, I'm like, is it a protest? Oh, they're just washing their hair. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I click on it. Oh, damn, they at the protest.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, damn, they're riding.
Yeah, also, don't record people's faces, pleplease. If you record them, make sure they have a face covering.
Oh, my goodness.
Please. There was one more thing I wanted to say, but I can't remember what it was. So,
I'll put in my 2 cents real quick. Just stay safe, like Darian said. Donate. Funding is definitely like something that we need right now. We got to keep the money inside for the cause.
Yes.
And especially
Bail
vote.
funds. Bail funds too. Bail funds too.
Bail funds. Oh yeah, Minnesota
Brian
Freedom
said,
Fund.
bro.
That helps the people in Minneapolis who are getting arrested. I don't know any funding in Dallas right now.
Yeah.
For our city. I'll look into that if I find anything. I'll post it. But yeah, keep donating, and especially when the time comes, vote. Stay safe. Donate. Vote. We can fight this. We can fight this, and we can win.
And like Kendrick Lamar said, I'm gonna put a quote by Kendrick Lamar to end this whole thing, bro. Nigga, we gonna be all right.
All right, y'all. That was all right. So everybody out there, be safe. Take care of yourself. Take care of the people around you. Please protect these small businesses. Just be vigilant and be careful. Protect yourselves. Try to stay peaceful, for the most part. And if you see people looting small businesses, please ask them to stop. Okay.
Hey, bro, can you stop?
Don't swing a machete.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, don't swing no machetes.
Yeah, don't.
Dude, he got fucked up.
Yeah, don't try. And if you want to protect a business or a bar or something, please don't use a machete because you're gonna get fucked up. Anyway, I solidarity with all my black brothers and sisters. I love all of y'all. You know, if you're not black, you need to be standing up and speaking out for them as well, because this is a turning point in history. And what side do you want to be on? So for me, for Hollywood D.
Nah, bro.
Bring out the.
My name is officially Digital Darian, bro.
Digital Darian. And
yeah.
for Don Ronsta, the used to producer.
Yeah. For now, temporary.
Yeah, temporarily. We'll see y'all. Let's see how things develop. If things develop and shit starts moving really quickly, we'll probably be back Wednesday, right?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. All right, I'm saying it. If things keep rolling as fast as they're rolling right now, and things keep developing, we'll probably be back Wednesday. If not, we'll be back Sunday. I love all of y'all. Please be safe out there. And
love everybody.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.